Good morning and welcome to the Muscatine Today Show. I am so glad you're joining us today. Happy Friday. It is beautiful out here. We're out here again in front of Hy-Vee Muscatine, enjoying the weather on this Friday. I want to start off the show by saying thank you to all of our great sponsors of the show, including our newest sponsor, Rivo, also our 7 Reclaimed, Impact Life Blood Center just over here. Go donate blood this weekend if you have time. Lutheran Living, CBI, Toyota of Muscatine, Impact Athletic Performance, Suntan City Muscatine, Real Estate Resource Associates, Unity Point Health Trinity Muscatine, and of course Hy-Vee. Here we are out in front, enjoying the weather, enjoying the beautiful mums. It's starting to look like fall out in front of Hy-Vee. I have a couple guests here. We are going to talk about another job fair that's going to be happening. And again, it's going to look a little different than some normal job fairs that we've seen. So we have representatives from both the Chamber and from Iowa Works again to talk about the partnership and about just that job fair that's going to be happening right across the street again. Yeah. And we'll talk a little bit about how that last one went. You guys were on, what, it was like, I don't know, a couple months ago, and it was pretty successful. So, Rebecca, why don't you talk a little bit about how the last job fair went, and then we'll kind of talk a little bit about what this next one's going to look like and who's all going to be there.
Sure. So our last job fair was a huge success. We had well over 100 people come through the drive-through. We had over 20 employers on site that were meeting people, setting up interviews, and we can say that we know that at least there were at least 10 hires that we know of.
Wow.
That were a direct result of the job fair, and our businesses were really excited. They had a lot of people come through, a lot of interest. So we just knew, wow, this is, we continue to hear that same need from our businesses, and as the Chamber, we advocate for them and try and help them be successful and meet needs how we can.
Yeah.
And so this is another great service that we're going to offer. We're coming back next week on Thursday from 11 to 1. It'll be a similar process. There will be a drive-through element, so if you're on your lunch break or you're already employed or you're coming through for somebody else or of course yourself, you can come through, and we're going to be giving out packets of job listings. Right now we have over 40 employers that are participating virtually, and so we'll have a really nice job packet. Again, hundreds of jobs from all different skill levels. So teenager, mid-level management, higher than that, trades, all customer service, all kinds of opportunities in Muscatine and the surrounding areas.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and then because it's going to be, now we know, like, it was pretty warm the last time, being it in June, and some people had tents, some people didn't bring tents, but we were like, okay, we want to bring this back at the end of summer, but it's going to be hot.
Yeah.
So Calvary Church, being the lovely and wonderful partners that they are, said that we could use their indoor space. So we will be using their indoor space over on the Family Life Center for the portion that employers will be on site.
Sure.
I should mention that not every employer that is participating will be on site. I think I've got about 25 to 30 out of the 40-ish that are, and some of them, it just doesn't work for them to be available at that time. Everybody will have a flyer in the packet, all of the employers that are participating, but we'll have still a lot in person inside Calvary Church in the nice air conditioning in the middle of August.
Yes.
So nobody has to get sunburned.
It's been slightly brutal once you get into those afternoon hours.
Yeah.
The last few.
Exactly.
So a ton of participating businesses.
Yes.
When I saw that like bursting yellow bubble with it saying hundreds of jobs on that flyer, I was like, that is amazing.
Yeah.
And not only that, but when it said 16 and up, because I know I always see like friends of mine on Facebook, or people will text me and be like, hey, like, my kiddo's looking for after school job or a summer job or this and that, like, who's hiring 16-year-olds now or whatever. And so this is a perfect opportunity for, you know, parents to drive through and grab a packet and see who is hiring.
Right.
You know, it's important for us to get our kids out there and working and kind of in the public and getting that experience as well, so that we teach them the right way, right?
Exactly.
But yeah, hundreds of jobs. All skill levels.
Yeah.
You know, like literally any skill level that you have, I mean, there are so many participating businesses of just, I mean, all different kinds.
All kinds of
jobs.
know, manufacturing, food industry, customer service, the temp agencies. You know, you can, with a temp agency, you can go and apply with them, whether it's team staffing, Sedona, RJ. Okay, you can go and apply one time and for a variety of jobs at the same time. So that's really nice too, that it's kind of a one-stop, and they'll have your resume, your information on file, and as they get jobs in, they can connect you with multiple employers.
Yeah, it's a good way to learn jobs too, is through a staffing agency. See what you like to do.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a nice variety. And what's nice about this job fair is, no matter what the weather is this time, you don't have to either leave your car or you can just go inside.
Right, yeah.
But like last time, some of the job seekers, I know they would drive up and they're like, oh, we didn't know that, you know, the employers were going to be here. So I think that's an important thing to stress this time is, you know, make sure you come ready. And with resumes and you know, ready to meet that employer and ask those questions about what kind of jobs are out there and see if that's a good fit for you.
Yeah, so if you have the time to sit and meet with some of the employers that are on site, come ready, you know, dress nicely. What are some of the things, maybe you have some tips for people who do have the time to come through and meet some of those employers? Like, what are some of the tips that you have as far as like, you know, what should people wear? What should people bring? You said resume, you know, how do people prepare themselves if they have the time to actually come in and meet with some of those employers?
And I think business casual is fine. I mean, sometimes people haven't worked for a little while. And so they're like, I don't have anything new to wear, but that's fine. Just something business casual, look nice. Just make sure your resume is updated. Usually libraries, the Iowa Workforce Center in Davenport, you can come there to update also. And so we are having classes now again, and they're all online. So you just have to go to iowaworks.gov and you can register for online classes there. And so there's actually a resume class on there that we hold.
Really cool.
Every month. But so it's only online right now, but hopefully someday it'll be online and in person again. But we are open, so you know, we have computers available. But yeah, just make sure that your resume is updated and you have several copies, and you can talk to employers and just kind of see what jobs are out there. You never really know. Plus, it is going to give you practice interviewing a little bit. So some of us haven't really interviewed for a long time that we're meeting, and so those kind of give you some practice.
Yeah, kind of get back in the saddle and talking to people, talking to employers and stuff like that. So some of these businesses, I mean, we could sit here and list them all, but we have the flyer. I'm sure Jess has pulled it up a few times throughout already, but there's tons of businesses involved in this. Several of our sponsors of the show, actually, Lutheran Living is on that list. Unity Point Health, Trinity Muscatine. I know they're looking for people. Irene reached out to me and said, hey, you know, we're going to be at the job fair. You know, make sure that you mention this on the show. And so I said, oh my gosh, they're actually coming on. You know, they're coming on Friday to talk about it. So I'll make sure that I mention that you guys are going to be over there. So if you're looking for a job, you know, one of the sponsors of our show, Unity Point Health, is going to be there looking, you know, for individuals to come and work there. What a great opportunity, and so many others also. So make sure you go and check it out and see what opportunities are out there right here in our community. So,
and if you're wondering what to expect, I can say from last time, employers were, you know, they're looking for people that are coming ready to work with a good attitude, you know, that are interested in what their business has to offer.
Right.
And so they'll be set up with a table and chairs, and you can go around to different businesses and talk about what kind of jobs they have available, ask questions about benefits. And I know some of the employers said people were surprised at the pay rates because of the employment level, people having a hard time finding employees. A lot of places have increased the pay rates, and so that was surprising to a lot of people that came through. And then a lot of the employers were setting up interviews for the next day. So maybe you're not exactly interview ready, but you want to come and talk to the employer or ask about different positions and things like that. They can set up an interview for the next day or later that week for an actual formal interview. So don't definitely come ready to talk to employers, but if you're not quite ready for a formal interview, I think that's okay.
Yeah.
And again, if you don't have time, the drive-through portion, every single participant will get a packet. We're having them printed actually through Sycamore Printing this time. And so we'll be handing those out. And if you are not available to come tomorrow, if that doesn't work for your schedule, or you're not in Muscatine, you can go to our website. We'll post it the day after, muscatine.com/job fair, and we will post all the PDFs, all the electronic copies. So you can share that, you can email that. So if for some reason you can't make it through, that'll be a great opportunity to share that with people, or if you live in the Quad Cities or a different area and just track it down. So.
Awesome. Yeah. So tons of jobs. If you're out there looking, there's a lot of opportunities, a lot of employers in the area looking for good people to work. So
it's a good time to find a job.
Yep, absolutely.
And, a lot of employers are willing to train, so you don't have to worry if you don't feel like you have the skills to maybe go talk to an employer, because a lot of employers are open to training right now. So yeah, I would definitely come and talk to them at least.
Yeah.
Would you say that having a good attitude, or that showing that you have that drive and that desire is part of, like maybe you don't have the exact skills, but we can tell that you're interested and that we'll train you if they think you're a good fit.
If you feel like they're the right person,
and that's a great opportunity to be trained on a job and to learn new skills. So it's a great time to find a job right now.
Yeah.
And I should mention too, if you're a business and you want to participate and you have not signed up yet, it's not too late. We can do that by Monday at noon.
Okay.
So you go to muscatine.com/job fair. There's a Google form on there. You put all your information in, send us a flyer. Like I said, we are having them printed. Last time we had people dropping things off, and we were putting them in bags individually, and Jamie and I spent over 3 hours filling all the bags. And so we're trying to streamline the process.
You're like, okay, we need a new plan here.
Yes, I'm like, okay, I'm not going around an oval table for 3 hours again next time. So
it was her idea.
Were you getting busy?
We were.
Yes,
but we got our steps in. So,
yes, it got us a little bit of exercise. We were able to, kind of talk business while we were doing it, but just to make it easier. And then that virtual portion of being able to have it online and send it out, it just makes everything a lot easier. So it is $25 if you're a business and you want to participate. I have to have the flyer in by noon on Monday, because we are printing them. We're not printing them in-house. We're having Sycamore do it.
Yep.
And they'll print them all and staple them all, and we'll hand those packets out. But
great idea.
Yeah. Good
so
job.
if you want to be in person, or still participate virtually, that's fabulous. We can do that. Just let me know by Monday. I'd like to hit 50. We've got 41 or 42 people, so I'm hoping.
Come on, guys. Help her reach her goal.
Yeah,
right?
My goal's 50 this time around. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Before the show, we were talking a little bit about how much job fairs have changed, and how just people in general, how the needs of job fairs and how people are really actually liking this form of a job fair, and how it may just kind of stay this way because it's working for people in their lives, and we're so busy, and so it works. Whether you're a person who doesn't have a job, or whether you're a person who might be in a job but looking for something else or something different, it kind of works in that way.
Yes, it works in a lot of different ways for a lot of different people. So
might be something
actually the ones we've held over 11 of them, and in Muscatine, this is the first time it's ever been hybrid, where it's like employers and drive-through. So Rebecca was pretty persistent that it was going to be a very big hit, and it was. So I'm sure that this time will be too.
Yeah.
But so that's why it works, because it kind of meets the needs of every job seeker and every employer.
Yeah.
So so it's going to be a success, I know, again. And everybody missed out that didn't come last time, so you got to come this time. So.
Absolutely. And like she said before, if the person who's actually the job seeker is not available, someone else can come through and grab the packet for them. Absolutely. I know school's going back in session, so if you have that 16-year-old looking for a job, the parent can come through and grab it for them. Absolutely. Those are all available.
That happens a lot.
Yeah, maybe a spouse or whatever can come through and grab the packet. That's absolutely doable as well. So make sure you stop out. The flyer has been put up throughout the show, but we can also make sure that gets out and Discover Muscatine again. You can find it in the newspaper. We'll put it on our Facebook page, so you guys make sure that you have the information. You can also go online to the website, the Chamber's website, and get all the information as well. Or the Facebook page. So
I should mention also that this is not Calvary's event.
Yes.
Calvary is the host. They are very gracious. I know that last time they had received a lot of phone calls. And so if you have
they
questions,
are just a gracious host.
They are
letting people use their building all the time.
Yes,
yes.
And they help with everything. They're just wonderful partners.
Yes.
But
if you have questions,
if you have questions, please call me. My phone number is 563-263-8895, or you can email me or just call the Chamber office. Please don't call Calvary. I'm sure they would love to hear from you, but if you have questions, they probably can't answer it. Just give me a call, and anyone at my office will be happy to answer any questions.
Perfect.
So,
Well, thank you guys for coming on again. I'm excited to see this one be even bigger than the last.
Thank you.
Hopefully this time even more jobs, and oh my gosh, it's going to be amazing. So cool to hear, I think last time we said even if one person gets a job, well, 10 we know of for sure.
At least,
I mean, at least. Just those are the ones that you heard of.
Right.
And so this one, I'm sure even more will happen. So that's amazing. So we have Melanie from the Art Center on to talk a little bit about a pretty cool event. Well, it's literally cool because it's about ice cream. Ooh. So, I mean, we all love ice cream, right? Sign me up. Sign me up for that. The job fair and the ice cream.
Maybe we'll do that next summer.
Right? Yes. Maybe you could do a joint event. Ice cream and a job fair.
Ice cream and job.
Sounds good.
So we're going to go to a quick commercial from some of our awesome sponsors, but make sure you get out to this job fair, whether it's for yourself or someone that you care about that might be on a hunt for a job. And we'll be.
We just don't work out in a single plane of motion.
Attention! This is an important message for all you grown-ups. Get the COVID vaccine. I miss my friends. This is the end of the message. I'm back. Not so fast. You can't return to a regular program yet. Not until you get the COVID vaccine. This for real is the end of my message. Safe care, your way. Unity Point Health. Know how much you matter to this world.
All right. Well, welcome on the show, Melanie. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
So I saw that you guys were having your famous ice cream social at the Art Center, and I thought, well, we have to have you on to talk about it. Of course.
It's into
anything
summer.
about ice cream, and we have to talk about it. So let's chat a little bit about the ice cream social. You guys have been having this for quite a while.
Yeah, decades.
Yes, it's been a long time. Each time's a little bit different depending on what's happening at the Art Center.
That's right.
And so we have some photos to pull up of past events, which it was super fun to look through those ones that you sent of past events and all of the fun that you have. So generally, as long as weather permits, you have the ice cream social outside. You set up tents. It's super fun.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what happens at the ice cream social for people.
Yeah. Well, other than having ice cream and other desserts, and it's a fundraiser for the Friends of the Muscatine Art Center, so it supports our educational mission, which is wonderful. But live music, lots of family fun activities, games for kids in the courtyard, a project in the studio. The library this year is going to be out with the big blue block, so that will be on our front lawn. The County Conservation Board's going to come out and talk about, animals and their habitats, or, know. So, and then we have several artists who are going to be present this year too. And we have fantastic exhibits on view at the moment. So it's a really great time to come. And we have Cruisin' is the live music, and then we're also bringing out the Calliope, which has not been out for an ice cream social for a long time.
That is super exciting. So I must admit that when I first read that, I'm like, wait, what exactly is this? And so when I pulled up the pictures and stuff, which we have those to pull up for you if you guys are like, wait a second, like what exactly is this? So this is going to be fun. So who's going to be, somebody's going to be playing this?
So the Calliope, it's actually a piece of Muscatine history. So Norman Baker.
Don't touch
that
this.
Norman Baker was involved in putting this the Calliope and manufacturing it under the Tangley brand. So in fall of 2020, the Art Center, so this is a collection item for us. And we had somebody work on the Calliope, and they installed a MIDI player which digitizes it. So we don't have to run it on the paper rolls.
Awesome.
So there's pre-programmed music, and we can also select the music. And we have a wonderful board member and volunteer who is sort of the master of this machine and has been. So he'll be, he'll be behind there and
picking out the music and all that. Fun. That's awesome. So you can go to the event, enjoy some ice cream and other desserts, enjoy a ton of activities, and it's totally a family friendly, like she said. I mean, there's a ton of events for kids. Go through and check out the exhibits that are available. So let's talk about some of the exhibits right now for people who don't know.
So we have some really exciting ones right now. There's alterations, tailored solutions to climate change. So this is an exhibit by artist and environmental educator Nancy Judd, and she comes from Oregon, and so she has this exhibit was first at the Atlanta airport. So a lot of people going in and out of the Atlanta airport have seen it. She takes, let's see, I'm trying to think of what would be her term for it, upcycled materials, and creates sculptures that are really garments. So they're all dresses, and there's a really well-known one that it's a dress that's made out of caution tape, the yellow caution tape. And then there's, they all the pieces connect back to an environmental message. So there's a bee cape that has to do with pollinators. There's a couple pieces that were commissioned by the Nature Conservancy. So all just really, really spectacular pieces. One of the pieces from the Nature Conservancy, it has a skirt that has seashells and fish bones and all sorts of things you can't imagine. It's really remarkable.
That is so cool.
Yeah. And then, so that's the top floor of the Stanley Gallery. After that, we have on the middle floor of Stanley Gallery, there's an exhibition, Frida Kahlo through the lens of Nicholas Murray. So these are photographs of Frida Kahlo, and it's just really amazing to see these kind of up close personal photos of Frida, who is one of Mexico's maybe the best known woman artist. So it's just fun to see that, and that exhibition actually closes. So the Ice Cream Social is the last opportunity to see that exhibition.
Ooh.
And then the other one that closes is On View up in the second floor of the house, and those are works by Bruce Walters, and he's faculty or now retired from Western Illinois University, and it's just amazing drawings there. It's really some really large scale. He has one, it's an astronaut with the the glass around his, or whatever that is, plastic around his head. But it's amazing how realistic it looks for a drawing. So yeah, and he will actually be at the Ice Cream Social.
What?
So you can visit with him, and then I guess I could talk a lot. We also have a wonderful display from our permanent collection. The pieces were gifts from Colonel and Sandra Toy, and Sandra spent some of her younger years here in Muscatine, and they gifted this collection. It's a Broadmoor School, so same time period as Grant Wood, only out in Colorado. So it's some really amazing pieces in there too.
Yeah. So just I think there are so many people that even live in Muscatine that maybe haven't even been to the art center, and that it's crazy. But we have an amazing art center right here in Muscatine, and it truly is a treasure. So maybe use this opportunity, if you've never been, to go enjoy this event and enjoy the time to go through and see some of these exhibits and see what a great great thing that we have right
and we
here in our
have some
community.
other artists that actually families and kids can work with. Artist Steve Gerbrick. So if people are familiar with the Muscatine Art Center, he's exhibited a few times in the Stanley Gallery. His past exhibitions were Spring Sprockets and Pulleys and Holiday Springs and Sprockets. So he's another one sort of like Nancy Judd, who takes kind of random things and turns them into something just amazing.
Cool. Yeah.
A lot of his stuff is mechanical, but he's going to be down in our studio working with kids to take recycled and repurposed materials to upcycle it into some type of a sculpture to take home.
Very cool.
So yeah, and he's such a character. He's an Iowa native, and he happens to be in Iowa now, so we're very fortunate to have him come and work with the kids. And then the other artist people can meet is David Zahn, and he is the sculptor who did the Expressive Spirit piece. That's the new installation on our property. So if you've driven by Mulberry, you've probably watched as that landscape was transformed and the sculpture going up. So David Zahn will be at the Ice Cream Social as well.
Cool.
So yeah, there's so many things to do, and we do also offer prizes for kids, for completing activities and coming out to visit. It is a really nice way to spend the day, and lots of the activities are outdoors, so for people who are concerned, there's still things that you can do that you can feel safe.
Feel safe. Yep.
Yeah.
And so that's this Sunday, the 22nd. It starts at 1 o'clock and goes till 4.
Right.
And I was gonna see, I couldn't remember what time so the music is from 1:30 to 3:30.
Yeah, cruise-ins from 1:30 to 3:30, and they will take an intermission in there.
Yep.
So at the beginning of the event, at the end of the event, and during their intermission, we'll play the Calliope.
Very
cool. So yeah, you can check that out. It's really an amazing piece of, technology.
And history, and
yeah,
it's cool.
yeah, it's
Very
a
cool.
Muscatine story, and it's something that, going to parades or at a carnival, that music. So although it's maybe best in small doses.
Yes, it's best at intermissions, right? There also, I saw when you sent those pictures, I saw all the bikes that came.
Yes, yeah.
And so there's a family bike ride that actually happens and comes to the event. And is that a yearly thing that happens?
Yeah, they do it every year.
That's very cool.
They meet, it's Mellon City Bike Club and Harper's Cycle and Fitness. They meet at Discovery Park at 1 o'clock, and then they bike over.
Very cool.
Typically they would take, sort of a 3-mile or a 10-mile route. I think this year they're gonna kind of play it a little bit more by ear to see what people are up for and who shows up.
Sure.
So, but I know that it's always fun to see the bikes pull in, and it'll be the first time without Charlie Harper too.
Yeah.
So it was always amazing to visit with him and his family at the ice cream social. We had wonderful photos of him and all of his different bikes. So it'll be different. Lots of things are different. The ice cream social, the fact that it's even taking place in August is different. So usually it's the end of June, but yeah.
So come and have a good time at the ice cream social. If it's your first time, amazing. Please come out and check it out. It's a great last thing to do before school starts on Monday, like one last hurrah, kind of. Kind of good timing for some families.
And it's free admission, so very, very low cost thing to do. If you want to have ice cream and desserts, and we purchase those to support the Friends group, but otherwise free admission, and we're fortunate to have Kent Corporation as a sponsor for it. So
Kent's awesome. They sponsor our pets in our paper, so for the Humane Society as well. So we appreciate them. They're always such a great community supporter. So go out to that event. It's this Sunday, and enjoy some ice cream. I think it's going to be beautiful weather.
It's
we'll
looking
need some
like
ice
maybe
cream.
85-ish, so
it's
not
gonna be
crazy
nice.
hot.
So you can enjoy some music and a bunch of activities for everybody in the family. So thank you so much for coming. Go enjoy this event. I think everybody will have a really good time. If you want to enjoy that bike ride, meet them at Discovery Park at 1 o'clock. I'm sure the Harpers and everybody in the Mellon City Bike Club will enjoy having you. They're always looking for new members and people.
I didn't mention, if you join the bike club, we give you a token for free ice cream.
What?
So yes.
Dang, that's pretty exciting. So that's another opportunity. If you want to join the bike club, you get a free token for ice cream. Dang. So go out to Discovery Park at 1 o'clock and meet them, and then you can get a token for ice cream if you join the bike club. So cool. Go and see Melanie and the rest of the crew at the Art Center on Sunday, and have a really good time. One last hurrah before school starts next week. So thank you so much for coming on. Thank you guys for joining us. I hope you all have a great weekend, and just enjoy that weekend, that last weekend before we all head back to school. Well, I'm not heading back to school. I am sending the children back to school, though, for sure. It's time for that. But it's going to be a beautiful weekend. We will see you back here on the Muscatine Today Show on Monday at 9 a.m. But until then, remember that kindness is free. So spread that stuff wherever you go.
Hello, I'm Tennille with R7 Reclaimed, located in Grandview, Iowa. We mix old and new goods together so that you can find the story of your home. When you get here, you will find a mix of old and new goods that are put together so seamlessly you won't even be able to tell which is which. And not only that, it's going to speak to you and your home. We are worth the road trip. We call it the R7 road trip. So punch in 337 Cemetery Lane, Grandview, Iowa into that GPS and make the road trip.